Recording. Okay. So we'll just put this like right here. So it's not too close to me. Thank you, eyebrow. Oh, did I forget my Costa Rica one? Oh, I left it somewhere. I wore my Costa Rica one all day. I went home, put on my Switzerland one. Shoot. Because I have a Costa Rica meeting after this, you know? All right. I ordered some of those. Yeah. Oh, that makes sense. I don't really need. I know. I was like, yeah, whatever. Yeah, I know. Yeah. I haven't called yet. Yeah. Yeah. So actually, I gotta tell. You guys are big.
Yes.
So you guys are meeting in the back room a little. To say something about you. Hey, Mr. Stevens, before you sit down, would you like a copy of this for me? 2 copies? She what? Oh, God, I just got a whole bunch just now, so probably yes.
Sorry.
2, yes. And they don't have to be colored. Thank you, and I'll put this by you.
So, yeah.
Hey.
Oh, I'm moving the. You know, I'll make a mess of here.
She's for you. Yes. She wants to make one of this. You're fine. You're fine. You felt comfortable sitting. Just some. Oh,
You want to move them that way?
I don't thought you were moving them this way. Oh,
I
I don't know. We can move these for you. It's so hot in here right now. We're just gonna, I'm just trying to make people face the front a little bit. You don't have to. I just don't know if they're so close, so I don't know if that is bothering you, but I guess it's not bothering. Yeah. It's not my goal. There is, that's where it's my. You guys can sit close. What? All right, so someone wants in. Geez, you're so needy. You can sit closer to each other now if you want because you're related. But whatever you want to do. Hey, I'm going to be recording this.
Okay.
So, and then I'm going to send out the link to people because we have a track banquet, a golf banquet,
Okay.
a soccer playoff game.
Uh-huh.
Boys and girls lacrosse play tomorrow, and they usually have a late practice because they're in the playoffs.
Okay.
So I'm sure that they won't be here. So
Okay.
if you at all want to like take your camera off, it's your call.
Okay.
But
Okay.
I'm going to send it out to everybody. So
Okay.
if you don't want them staring at you the whole time,
Okay.
that might be just a good idea.
Okay, awesome.
Okay.
And I
But
might
how
have
are
to
you?
leave a
And when
little
are your
early too.
finals?
What?
How are you? And when are your finals?
My last final's tomorrow. So after that, I'm gonna be super good because that's the last one I'm studying for.
How's that feel?
Yeah, it feels so weird to be done.
Is it feel weird? It's gotta
Yeah.
feel a little weird.
Yeah.
Oh my
And I might
goodness.
have to leave a little early. I have to leave around 6-ish.
Okay,
But I'll
so
just watch the video if
yes,
have
if we're
to, but
still
yeah.
going. And the first couple of minutes here, we're doing a activity with bingo. So you'll
Okay.
have some free time too, because you probably
Okay.
won't be playing bingo by yourself.
Okay. Sounds good. Awesome. Thank you so much.
Call me crazy. Okay, call me crazy.
Thank
Right.
you.
And I should have sent you, I'm going to send out to the agenda that I'm using, but
Okay.
I didn't do that to you. I'm so sorry.
Okay.
And that-
Yeah, I think my mom's there, so she should have it.
Okay, good. And then one other person is going to join us here in just a couple minutes.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Can I have 2 of those, please?
One.
And I also want them at 6 with the tracker video.
Yes,
if
of
that's
course you
okay.
do. Yes, and then I'm going to be taking it
Okay.
so you can watch it.
Thank you.
So yeah, they're in twos. They're in twos. So it's not like 1 and 1. They're in twos. Yes. What else? And you've got
I but these go together. So it's
It's gone. It's over. It's on and done. And did you like my shirt?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, cute. I like the color.
I have a Costa Rica meeting after this, and so I have a Costa Rica one to put on.
Oh my
and
gosh, that's awesome.
I just ran for 10 minutes and ran back, and I left it there. So
Oh
that's
no.
no. No, I'm not
Oh my God.
recording. No.
Yes.
Oh, are we ready for this?
Do we have a second?
Copy?
Yeah.
Only because some people are gonna make one.
Okay, that's.
Your mom is Navy. Why you are Navy?
Everyone.
Anybody else have, a lot of you have turned in passport stuff already, but if you didn't, I'll take it. And if you have a check for tip money, I'll take that. Otherwise, Venmo went crazy this afternoon. So good job. I'm like, I'm leaving. I'm out of here, people. I'm out of here. So just to be like upfront, I'm taping, so don't say anything stupid. Because Sammy doesn't want to hear. And then for those of you that have to leave or people that aren't here, because we have a track banquet, we have a golf banquet, we have a concert tonight, and we have, what else do we have? And we have girls cross country. Yes, and then we have, what is it called? We have, girls soccer is at state playoffs tonight.
Need a copy of that, like, photo-
Yeah. Yes, if you didn't already do it.
I don't think we did that.
Yeah, you're welcome.
I don't think we did that. My picture's so-
Yeah. Love it. Thank you.
I love that.
I don't like it too smile.
It's so bad. I like had my hair up there, you need your hair down.
Am I wearing a this week's shirt too? It was like right after that.
All right, so how many students do we have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. These guys? And that's it. Okay. So welcome online. We have so much to do, so I'm gonna go fast because Yeah, I have to go really fast. Whew. But first, I'm gonna send you students into the hallway for a minute. And you have to do this bingo real quick, okay? So do you have a pencil or pen? If not, I have some in this. This girl said, I made this for my mom, but it's so ugly, she'll hate it. Will you keep it? So I have all of these, okay? So all students come grab a bingo board. You gotta get, let's see, it says at the top, you can only have 2 people's names in a box, like, or they can only be in 2 boxes. Let's do 3 or 4 if you need to. Okay, so come up here, grab this, head to the hall, get that done. You've got like 5 minutes. Let's go. Gotta find. So we'll get them out of here as fast as we can, so we can talk about them. It's always good. They're in so many different classes that I don't even know if they all know each other. So this should be a good time. I want to just open this up to any questions you guys have too about anything or concerns to start, or is there anything? Yeah, go.
Italy, is it masks only indoors or is it?
What it says, okay, so if you get onto your students' eftours.com website, it'll have all this information too. But Italy right now is requiring masks in all public places, both indoor and outdoor, and on public transportation. So I don't think that they're going to count ours as public transportation. So I think when we're on our bus, we are good. But they also had that specific letter of mask, and I don't know if I didn't put it in here, but when I texted out last night, what was it, FFP2 or something weird like that?
Yeah.
I don't know. What I do know is that they have stopped some people from going into certain places because they didn't have that. They just had the cloth ones.
Yeah.
And so I just don't want to get somewhere and then we don't have the right masks for Italy. And Italy was really hit hard. So I'm sure when they're opening their doors, they're kind of like taking it kind of slow, but they still need the money that comes with tourism. So, so I want us to have them there, but like the one that I sent out had 10 in it. So I thought if you have friends going on this trip, then maybe you could just share a pack because you only need it for what, like 3 days, 4 days, something like that. And I think I don't mind wearing the same mask that long. And for every picture, I can guarantee you, we're all taking our masks off. I'm not going to have pictures in Italy with this like spacesuit on. And then we'll put it back on. They told me I couldn't take pictures in the Vatican. Oh, you should not challenge me because there were so many people. And the guide goes, I go, I really would love to get a picture. And they're like, that will never happen. And I'm like, oh. So I had a group of whatever, 50, right? And I go, okay, students, don't look at me, but listen to my voice. And we're going to make 4 rows. And the front row is going to go down to sit down, knees standing on your tiptoes. And we're all going to face where I am at right now. And just back into the spot. And so it's very slowly, they're all looking around. They backed in. We took the picture and then they dispersed and no one ever even knew we took the picture. And it is one of my favorite pictures of a trip. So yeah, I just don't want to have, I respect Italy for what they want, but for a picture, I think that we're totally fine to take that off. But so Switzerland has no rules. They just took them off May 2nd. So we are good. We're good landing there. We don't have to go through temperature checks. We don't have to show negative COVID tests, nothing like that. But we do still have to do that for the travel company. And I think I have figured it out because since when we're over there, if someone were to have COVID and get everyone else sick, they're the ones paying for the hotel and the food and the change of transportation. And so I think they're just trying to make sure we're not sending people over there that have COVID so they can be there for an extra 2 weeks and not, and cost the company a lot of money. So, yeah, Italy. Yeah. Question?
A question.
Yep.
On the EF's website, it's a couple things. There was like medical form and it said also make sure you send that to your group leader. Do you
Yes.
actually need that?
We did that on the back of the note card.
Yeah, is
so
that
we're good.
enough?
Yep. that's
And
it.
the thing about they have to have a booster, and if your kid doesn't have a booster, call us to talk about your options.
Yes.
These
Okay.
kids aren't 50 yet, so I don't think any of them have a second booster, right?
Right. Well, and I think just for me, I'm going to get the 3rd one before I go, just because I always have such,
But the booster thing, it was like you have to have had your booster within a certain date. And so like Abe had a booster, but it's been 6
Yeah.
months or whatever.
no, it's gotta
So
be what I found online was incorrect. And so I called them and I said, I do not believe this is right. And so it's 270 days since the last installation of your vaccine.
Mhm.
So if you've gotten it since September, I want to say 21st or something like that, a shot since then, you are 100% okay, even if it's not a booster.
Okay, that's not
So-
what I saw, because that's, okay, that's not what I saw.
Yeah, even
Right,
though-
I think
even
they
if it was
They changed
before
it,
I think
that,
okay.
They can't get the second booster.
They can't get another booster at
They
this
won't
point,
let
so.
them. 'cause
So
they're
do we
not-
all, I guess my question is like, do we?
I'm not going to even worry about that.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
So they should get one booster.
I would say if they haven't had a shot since, and I should look online real quick. I think it was September 20th-ish, right around there. If they haven't had a vaccine or a booster since that, it puts us like 270 days out, which is 9 months. And if you haven't had one, then you should get one before the 11th of June, is what I think.
But if they can't,
Then we're just
then
gonna,
they can't, okay.
no, and I will call and check on that.
What's the minimum requirement? Just 2 doses?
That you had something in the last 270 days.
Oh.
Yeah, but I'll just double sure. Yeah, because one was saying, no matter what you do, you have to get one right before the 11th of June. I was like, that's not true. So call it out. Vaccination. Good question. Yep, okay, so.
And where are people getting those? Because he hasn't had his since last June.
So,
Anywhere, it's
Yeah.
Walgreens, anywhere.
Anywhere
else.
Yep,
Yeah.
anywhere will do it.
CVS
Yep.
is like it's same day even.
Yep,
King
You can
Super-
walk
you
in
walk
now.
into King Super.
Thank you.
one thing about about the testing negative for COVID before we go is that you can go to a doctor. I've never tested for it, so I don't even know really what I'm saying. But wherever you normally can go, you can normally go. However, you can do a home test 24 hours ahead. And so what I was, and I said it out loud. I'm like, okay, so I'm thinking like a teenager. Mine came back possibly positive, but really, I don't think I have it. But my friends came back negative. I'm like, so do you actually have to walk with it? And they're like, no, you just need a picture. I'm like, okay, so
You could do that,
Like-
it's not the like, we're going on a cruise and it's the verified, so we could do them at home, but we have to call in and do a Zoom call.
yeah, we don't have to do that,
don't have to do
except
that, it's just-
you have to do that if you want to do that coming home. But EF is going to take care of that, so we won't do that. But coming into the United States, you have to do that. But just going, since Switzerland requires nothing from us, all you have to do for EF is show that you have a negative. I'm not even sure. They haven't even told me where to show. So,
So literally it's a photo
So
of the
take a
test.
picture of your negative test.
and then turn it a different direction, take it again for someone else. I mean, how hard is that? Like I'm thinking like a student, like that's what I'd be like, here, mom, take it. Mine came out, could be. And how many have been false positives, and all of that. So, I'm definitely, since I'm being videotaped. What's that?
You swab your notes out with like some betadine or something like that.
See, all these crazy things. We are not recommending cheating in the test. I'm just saying, I'm going on this trip. Okay, so, that's what I said. So, yeah, no, I'm,
Do they have to submit that home test to anybody or just have it with them?
just have a picture.
So again, one picture, text everybody.
Yeah, I know. I'll send you guys the test. You guys take a screenshot and we are set. Yeah. No, I don't want people to go if they're really sick or anything, and we just have to follow that rule. But the great thing is
But
landing
do
in
they have to test
Switzerland.
again still? There was at some point they were gonna have to test again a couple days in previously. Is that gone? Not in Switzerland, but like going into.
No, only time we have to actually test again is coming back.
Oh, so the 2-day one. is
Did
gone.
we do a temperature check
Okay.
going into Italy? And I think I have that on here. Did I? Yeah, there's all things COVID here. Should I wait till the kids come back to tell that? Or do you guys think
Yeah,
they care?
wait till they come back.
Okay, so we'll definitely go over that.
Question about the spending money for lunches. Is that need to be euros, I assume?
Okay, so first of all, in Switzerland, it's the franc. It's the Swiss franc. which is also almost 1-to-1. So this group is not going to do any math. So it kind of ruins my whole idea here of what it is. Oh, scam likely. Do they call you guys frequently? I just turned it off. So we will not land and use euros. We will land and use the franc, the Swiss franc, because they're part of the European Union, but not financially. They're not. Maybe they're not even part of the union, but they definitely have their own money system that they use. And it said that they don't even necessarily like to use the euro. So we'll just switch a little bit of money because I think we're there like 2 days.
But you guys will do that. She doesn't need to go with it.
No. We'll be fine landing with no money. That's like my life. She'll have a credit card. Yeah, and that is the one thing too when I get to money that people, if you haven't, it's up to you and your family about getting credit cards. But right now is not a bad time for kids to start making their credit, right? I know we had our kids with credit cards probably way too young, but we would have them put do their gas on there if I'm going to pay their gas anyway, and then pay that off, and it builds who won? I don't know who won.
We all worked
We-
together.
What?
I thought we were supposed to just find people.
Cheaters! I had a prize. All right, whatever. I didn't explain that well.
Sorry.
Do you want
Good.
them?
No, I don't want
think
them.
I would.
What do you want to
We
grade
were just
them?
a group. We got to know each other all together.
Okay, that's good. That was the idea. That was totally good.
Exactly.
Hi. So many of you have been sending me, you guys that just walked in too, just know that you are also being recorded, your voices, so don't say anything stupid. Got it? Okay. Many of you have already Venmoed me the 130, so that is awesome. And many of you have already given me your passport copies. That is awesome. If not, make sure I get that before we leave today. Make sure that you scan your passport and send it to yourself so that you have a copy of it digitally. And if that makes you really nervous, put it on a zip drive thing and keep it with you if you don't want to put it through the air. Okay, whatever makes you feel most comfortable. And make sure that you've signed it. Many of our passport copies have no signatures on them, which makes your passport still illegal. So you want to, do the front, like I said right here, first, middle, and last names in pen, and then a couple pages back in pencil, write in your phone number and your physical address. Okay. Miss Allen is making luggage tags for us because it's Miss Allen. So it's going to have the school address on here, and it's going to have my phone number on here, and then it'll have your name at the top, and on the back it'll have a little loop-de-loop and the plane with the charger head on it. So super cool. I'm liking it. She's making one for your backpack and one for your suitcase. So that's kind of nice of her. So thank you, Miss Allen, who's not here because she's in charge of the golf thing. So there we go. All right, luggage tags. Packing list. I tried to put together the best packing list possible. So here we go. Pass. Thank you. Can you launch that? Yep. Yeah. Yeah. Huh? Yeah, seniors with 3 days left. I bet you're super excited. Parents with 3 days left. I'm so excited to pick for college. Boom, shop the lockdown. Share one. Here we go. Lacrosse plays tomorrow night at 7. Boys at 5, girls at 7. So all at the same stadium. And who came up with the name of this new stadium? So ridiculous. The Shea Stadium is now called Halftime Help Stadium. Or maybe they felt like they had to. I don't know. It's so weird. Okay. All right. So I won't go through it thing by thing, but you got your socks and your shoes and your pajamas and a bathing suit, and you got a raincoat and a small umbrella and all of that. And you have an outfit somehow that you can keep clean and doesn't smell when we come home. And then you have a backpack, and you have you can take a big backpack, like one of your school backpacks, and put like one of those like flimsy ones in there too, if you want to take that. like a day type backpack if you want that. Down here, you got your toothbrush, your toothpaste, everything you can possibly imagine. All medications in the actual container. Don't try to combine them together. This is not a drug party. Okay, we're going to keep them all separate. If you think you have allergies, make sure that you bring the stuff because you don't know if you'll have allergies in the other country. Okay. Sometimes the change of temperature and all of the places, being on the plane, can cause like asthma to come up or allergies. So if you know that you would not survive well without that, it's wise to bring an additional copy of your prescription for just in case. And then we can just walk into a pharmacy in Europe and get that medication. Okay. Ziploc bags. Now, the one I really like, 3 bottles of water. So you get your Ziploc bag and you take those 3 small bottles of water that I sell in my refrigerator, put them tight, put them in your checked luggage. And when we get there, we land, you have water right off the bat. Okay. You don't have to try to get French or Swiss francs because they don't take euros in Switzerland. They do Swiss francs. And so you'll want to have water right away. It's just something I travel with. Clippers, nail file, chapstick, Gold Bond. If you don't know what that is, ask your parents and turn the page. So then we got your ATM card. Okay. Make sure your bank knows that you are doing that so they don't stop your money. Debit card, credit card, prepaid Visa. If you want to bring any of those is fine, but not a gift card. It's very nice that someone gave that to you. So buy something here, but don't take a gift card with us. A pouch for storing money, and we talked about that last time, underneath your clothes or underneath your pants. You can buy that at Walmart, Target, online. And then I always put a different amount on here. I don't even know. I like make this number up every year. So maybe $100 in cash for when we land, and maybe for when we're in our whatever port we're in before we leave to go to the Europe. Because if you don't want to use a credit card or something, you probably would want cash to buy a hamburger in the airport or something. You know what I mean?
Sorry, you're talking about American dollars?
Yes, yes. So cell phone, because as an alarm clock, right? Many hotels won't have them. Adapter converter, we talked about that. Did we not talk about that? Or did I just email that out? We talked about that. A camera, someone said to me yesterday, I'm getting a brand new camera, but I don't think I'm going to bring it. I'm like, oh, why are you getting a new camera then? Right? Like, this is okay to bring. This is the trip you want to take a nice camera on. If you are a person who loves photography, this is the trip to bring it on because you're going to see so many amazing things. You don't want to be like, oh, I wish I would have brought my camera. So make sure to bring a camera if you want to bring a camera. I know it's one more thing to carry around. I would suggest having it so you can put it in a Ziploc bag in case it starts raining. So that way it stays like dry, but I would totally bring your cameras. Some of the best pictures hanging in my house are my pictures my daughter took while we were in Amsterdam. So iPod, I thought that was funny. Do you laugh? Okay, yeah. Headphones, suggesting noise canceling if you want. Some of the new AirPods have them if you have those. If not, they come with the big speaker things like this. It's kind of nice on a plane when you're on a plane for 10 hours to be able to block everything. Who has them? Who's ever used noise canceling? Okay, do you just totally love them?
I do, but mine are like over the ear, so I also use the AirPods. The AirPods are really nice.
Are they nice too? You like yours? Who raised your hand? You raise your hand. You love them? My husband loves to put them on and ignore me. Yes. If I bring mine, then you'd have to tap me on the shoulder because you can't hear anything. It's so sweet. Cell phone charger, don't forget that. External batteries because you don't want to buy any there. So if something you needs batteries, make sure you bring them. Okay. And remember to tell your cell phone company you'll be in Europe. I've already set up all my summer travel with my bank. So they know, and with my credit cards. You can do more than one trip at a time for most places. All right. Documents, make sure you send a picture and a copy to your personal email so you can get it. I would bring a copy of the tour itinerary because that just helps. You can take notes on the side and be like, kind of like, how many of you are planning on journaling? Anyone planning on journaling? So that's just a good place to do it. You go, it says day 1, it says what we did, and you can write next to it, oh, I loved the salmon or whatever it is that we ate. I don't write salmon, but And then you can put like, took a picture of, and then you can put that so that when you see it again, you'll remember that that's what you did. So a copy of the itinerary, a list of important phone numbers, and then addresses. There's this thing called postcards, and you write on them, and you can mail them through the mail, not through the computer. And so if you want to do that, make sure you have the addresses. You will get back before the postcard gets here, but still kind of cool sometimes to send a postcard home. All right. Carry-on bag, passport, your money. Your money should be with you at all times. It should never be left in the hotel. It should never be left in your checked luggage. Always with you all times, okay? After we check in at DIA, your airline ticket needs to be with you at all times, right? Anything you want to bring in order to sleep comfortably. Is there anything that anybody does to sleep on the plane better? Anybody got anything? Okay, I suggest warm fuzzy socks. I suggest if you want a blow up pillow for your neck, one that can deflate so you're not carrying around a big pillow. You know what I mean? Like the ones that are like bean bag kind of like. You can get the air ones. So that is helpful. If you're planning on watching movies, they have this like $10 little thing that you can plug into your chair, and it goes Wi-Fi to your, like whatever you're listening to. So you don't have to have a cord hooked you to the front seat. So when people have to go to the bathroom, you don't have to unplug and all of that. It's kind of crazy. What else do I suggest for sleeping? What's that? Oh, eye mask. I know that sounds dumb, but my expectation is as soon as we get on a plane on the East Coast that you all go to sleep. Oh, a person can dream. So that is the best last sleep you'll get before we get there. So it's really smart to sleep the whole way to there. Okay. Change of clothes. I say that every time. Never have I put clothes in my carry-on bag, but a lot of people do. Medication, any valuables, snacks. If you run out of snacks, I will have plenty. That's the one thing I do, is make sure everyone has snacks. Money for meals in the airport, and your cell phone and charger and the converter. I would have all that in your bag. Does anyone have questions about any of that? All right, I put at the bottom here with the lunches, snacks and water, spending money ideas. Obviously, you can do whatever you want to do. I'm not going to tell you that, if you definitely want to have money for lunches. Anything else is just fun money to have to buy something nice in a country. And I highly suggest buying one nice thing in a country. You could buy a bunch of, you can do this, it doesn't matter, but you could buy, 7 different keychains, or you could buy a really nice sweater made of something in Switzerland. You can just kind of start maybe thinking about that kind of stuff. Nothing that you can buy online. That's not what you want. You want something that you had to be there to buy it. So spending money is up to you, but I think probably your best idea then is going to be a credit card. And so what I was saying to parents before you guys got back here is that there's credit cards that you can put limits on, and you can get a copy, like they could take your credit card with their name on it, and it still has a limit. So if you want to check into that, we still have enough time. So you can get a Visa, Target Visa with your kid's name on it, and it has a limit of $150. And then they have a credit card while they're there. They know the PIN number, and they can not use it in the ATM, because credit cards in the ATM is very expensive. And I will make sure you know that before we go do anything. So any questions on that? Yeah, look at my souvenir ideas list here. See it? Jewelry, art. I love if you watch someone do art and then you buy their art. That's really cool. Pins. I saw someone, it was the custodian. She collects pins and she's got them all over her. I think I'm going to get her a pin while we're gone. Cups, because it's kind of cool to collect something. And you could collect shot glasses, but I'm not sure how well that will go over at home. So like other things, like postcards. Instead of wondering, did you get the best picture? You could buy postcards of everywhere you go. Purses, wallets, T-shirts, hoodies, all of those things. Not something online. And your friends do not need a present. Newsflash, they didn't go. Okay, they don't care that you went somewhere, and they don't need a $20 pair of the coolest socks you could possibly find in Switzerland because they won't care. So buy yourself that present, right? And tell them how cool it was and they should have gone. Okay, rub it in their faces. Yeah, and like I said, collect something. Ornaments, stickers. You could get stickers for your water bottles, those are kind of fun. Stickers for your computers of every place you've been. If you want to put them on your car, there's plenty of cars out here that have a lot of stickers. But so that is kind of something with a story. It's kind of cool when you have people to your house, to your college dorm room, to your apartment, and they go, "What is that?" And it has a story behind it, right? Like this music. Oh, where's this music from? Oh my gosh. Well, when I was in Italy in this plaza, there was this man playing this amazing guitar. And so I bought his CD. CDs, those are those round things. So if you have something that has a story, it makes it really fun when people comment on something. Oh, where's that from? Oh, that I bought that purse when I was at a metro stop in Spain, and that's awesome. And you have a great story behind it. All right, some safety things. Don't give out your phone number or address to people. I know that sounds crazy, but it has happened, okay? We talked last time about pickpockets, right? Throwing babies and stuff. Your hotel room doors don't always close without an additional yank. So you have to get good at that. Someone always double check to make sure your hotel room door is closed, okay? Passports and money are on you at all times in difficult to access places. Your mind has to be sharp. This is why like drinking and doing drugs and stuff is just the worst idea, because then your mind is not sharp. You don't start noticing if someone's following you. You don't know, get on the bus, right? Because we just left. Because in Italy, the buses can only stop for a certain amount of time. So we have to hustle you on the bus as fast as we can. And I have to count to whatever number we are, and then we can go. Okay. Otherwise they get fined. So be ready. To enjoy being on a trip, check this out. Don't post everything until you get home. Okay. It is not necessary for you to post every place you go, every meal you eat, when you're brushing your teeth, because truly no one cares in the United States about that, and they care even less when you're over there. But it kind of is fun to maybe you post one thing a day, but don't try to post everything, okay? Because then here's what you're doing. You're on your phone all the time, and then our group doesn't get along, and then you're all like in your weird places trying to get the best Wi-Fi. And so just kind of figure that you're not going to do that, okay? Reminder, I have 0 tolerance of drugs. And if you are 18 to 20, remember that you have to let me know if your kid is allowed to try alcohol on this trip. All right, luggage. This is fun. You need to put a copy of the flight and hotel itinerary in your suitcase. I will be sending that to you as soon as I have all that information. And then you can print it out and put it in your suitcase. Then if your suitcase gets lost or something, they will know where to find us for the suitcase, okay? Be at the airline check-in counter 3.5. Right now they're saying 3 to 4 hours. You need to be there before an international flight. And we are a big group. So normally when we get there, I'm going to guess we'll leave around 10 o'clock. We'll get to the airport. I'll meet you at the check-in counter. You will not check in until I see you. You'll see Miss Allen. She will give you back a copy of your passport. This is how we take attendance. Okay, so we know everyone's there. I usually try to work a deal with the airline that they would just open up one just for us, so we don't have to like one by one go through the line. Okay, so don't check in until we get there together. Then you'll get into groups of like 4 to 6 and head through security, and then we'll meet at the gate, right? If that makes you uncomfortable, totally fine. Just wait for me or Mrs. Allen to finish checking everyone in, and then you can walk with us. But I don't mind if you go. You got to get Einsteins, right? Everybody gets Einsteins before you get on the trip. And they don't take gift cards, so make sure you got your money. Okay? So start watching your email daily for emails from me, okay? So they're going to be important. I'm not just going to send out stupid things like, well, I might, but most of my stuff is going to be like, you need to do this or check on this, okay? And also set up your notifications on WhatsApp. I know it's one more thing that's gonna go ding, but I'm not gonna send a whole lot of stuff. But if it dings, that's probably an important thing from you, okay? You are allowed one checked bag or one carry-on bag. I like to check it all, but it's up to you if you want to bring one and put it above the seats, or if you just want to check one. I suggest checking it so we don't have to carry it all around the airport. So you want it about this tall, okay? About this tall. I think they're a little bit, I think it's the size below the 62 inches, which means you measure it diagonally, front to back, and side to side. All those measurements should be 62 inches, which is about the 25 to 27 inch one, okay? The bigger one is harder for our people to put on the bus for us. And if you have to carry it up 10 flights of stairs, it just is a bunch of clothes you don't really need, okay? So we're gonna go with the medium-sized check. And it will have water in it. Please don't forget that there'll be water in it, right? And then on the plane, you can have your backpack with everything in it, and you can have a purse if you want to take a purse, okay? If you want to take the laptop, put it in your backpack. How many of you are thinking about taking a computer? Anybody? Okay, that would just be, I will be sending an email home every night to everybody that's back here showing you what we did. So I take my computer. All right, what else here? I just did all that without even knowing it. Remember, when you're going through security, you got to be super serious, right? It's fun, the trip and everything, but we got to get through the parts where they would stop us, and then we can have fun. So don't be like, oh my God, did you hide the drugs? You know, and then drugs, and then they all stop all of us, okay? What you do not need your driver's license, okay? Because you'll have your passport, so you don't need your driver's license. So you'll just need your ticket and your passport going through. When we land in Amsterdam, they're going to ask how many people are in your party. The answer is not 40. The answer is I'm 1, okay? Because it's by families. So you don't say I'm 38, because then that alerts them to big numbers and scary things. And so you will be that. But I will remind you that on the plane, so you don't have to have a nightmare about that. Okay. So transportation in Europe, we'll have a private bus going city to city, and for local guided tours, we'll be on the metro. We will be on a boat. You cannot rent any motorized vehicle. Okay, so no mopeds through Italy, which is really cool. Go back and do that. And no like jet skis in the ocean, and no hoverboards or anything like that. Okay. If anyone though loves skateboarding, boarding, do we call it boarding now? Do I just like be old? Skateboarding. Barcelona is the #1 skateboard capital in the world. So I've had students buy boards there and wheels. I've had them use them on the trip going through the city, kind of fun. And no hitchhiking. But just for the record, back in the 80s when I took students, we hitchhiked. It's so bad. I would be like, jump in the back of this truck. This was me. Who trusted me at age 21 with their kids out of the country? That was a bad idea. Whoever did that, bad idea. So yeah, no hitchhiking. All right, hotel. I am hustling through this. Hotels and rooming, what to expect. So they are smaller. Okay, they're much smaller than the hotel rooms here in the United States. And I'm talking much smaller. Like sometimes you can touch, like if you and a person stands next to you, you could touch both walls. They're super small. But how long are we really going to be in them? Right? We're just going to be in them to sleep and get out there. Some hotels might not have air conditioning or elevators. If they have elevators, sometimes it only fits like one person in one suitcase. So it's almost claustrophobic to get in the elevator and hope it doesn't stop, right? And you're like, oh my God, my cell phone doesn't work. All I have is my bathing suit in my suitcase and me. So sometimes what we'll do is we'll put like 4 suitcases in, push the button, and then run up the stairs, and then you don't have to carry it. So, but don't expect air conditioning. But don't leave your windows open either, right? Like we don't want people crawling through your windows. So the fun part about showering, did I talk about showering the last one? Oh my God, it's my favorite thing. That first night. The next morning, they come down. First of all, they've all slept, so I got to sleep because no one's sneaking out on the first night. Okay. Because why? Because they're so exhausted. See you later.
Thank
Yes.
you.
Enjoy your meal.
Thank you.
Yeah. Bring me down some. Okay. So they go to sleep, they wake up. Okay. They don't realize that the shower is like the entire bathroom. Okay. They think it's a shower. And it's really not because it's on the handle. And so you have to learn how to put water on and put, yeah, you even do, oh, you're talking about and do shampoo. So here's what happens. You start with the water and then you're like, oh, I didn't take the lid off the shampoo. So you put this little thing underneath your armpit and you're trying to open up this. Well, this is now spraying the mirror, the toilet, and everything. And you're like, oh no. So then you bring it back and you're like, okay, now I still can't take a shower because I didn't get it off. So now you're using your mouth, and you're spraying yourself and you're just don't even know what to do. So then you try to get off and now you have missed your head and you've sprayed behind you and every single towel in your bathroom is now wet. All right. So your roommates hate you. And so you're really sorry that you did that. And you put your towel down because it's wet anyway, and you accidentally covered the drain. And so now the water is flowing out underneath your door into your hotel room, and all the people there know what's going to happen. So when Americans come, they're like, oh, God, get ready with the mops, here we go. So yeah, it's just fun. So, and I get this a lot. There's no hot water in my room because it's opposite. It's opposite day. So you're like turning it to the left and it's not getting hot. And you're like, oh, so tell us no hot water. But if you would turn it to the right, oh, look at that. There's a lot of hot water. So sometimes they change it for Americans to come and sometimes they don't. So we'll be looking at it. But if you see the letter C in Spain, caliente. So it's the hot one, right? Not cold. So now you're burning yourself. Oh my God, the bathroom stories are the best. They're absolutely the best. So you make sure you keep track of that. The best stories. What else? Wi-Fi is not always available in the hotels. Sometimes it's only available in certain areas. So that's good because then at night you just go to sleep, right? Students are 3 to 4 per room with, in a combination of twin and shared double beds. You can switch up your roommates if you want. If everybody's kind to everybody, we can stay with the same ones, but we want to make sure we include everybody. So you may share a double bed with another student. Girls, you're for sure going to do that. It's the guys that sometimes get their own single beds in the room. Okay. Yeah. Make sure you pull your door shut. No boys in girls' rooms. No girls in boys' rooms. Okay. That should go without me saying. All right. Any questions about that? I am flying. Look at me. I'm so amazed. Okay. You did that. Okay. Jet lag diet. Well, I'm passing out one option. Myers just got back from Greece and she did a really cool way of doing it too. So she's going to tell us her really cool way.
Well, I heard rumors of a diet that helped with jet lag, and
Rumors,
someone
yes.
never told me what it was. So, I Googled it, and, there's a thing, and you can Google it, and it literally what I found was jet lag diet that the CIA uses. And I was like, oh, so they fly their people all over the world and they're not jet lagged. And the short version is, and it's a little bit painful because you have to like get to the airport and stop eating until you get to where you're going. So you stop eating for like 14 hours before breakfast time where you're going. So you got to change the times and do all that stuff. But it's basically like kind of when you get to the airport, probably.
In Denver.
In Denver, yeah. So it's a little rough because you're hungry and the plane fills up with food smell and all that. But then your body fasting for that long and sleeping going east, like it was magic. It was, and I've traveled a lot and I've had a lot of horrendous jet lag and it worked like a charm. And it was the only thing I did. She has a more complicated thing that she said works awesome. So you can do this too. But when, so if you forget, CIA jet lag diet worked really well.
So cool. So
Really
cool.
Yeah.
Yes, because mine is feast, fast. Okay, before we go. And who was it that just told me? Maybe it was you last night that there is maybe it was someone else, maybe it was, it doesn't really matter. They were like, I just thought you had to suffer through it. And you don't. But if you've never done it, you will suffer through it. So you have to do one. You either follow this guideline that I put together here for the 4 days ahead, or you don't eat on the plane from the time we get in Denver until we arrive. So let's say we get to the airport at 10 and we get on the plane at let's say we leave at 10, right? So then we're going to have 4 hours out to the East Coast, probably have like a 2-hour layover. That's 6. Then we'll probably have like an 8-hour flight. That's 14. So you'll smell all the foods and all of that the whole time. But then when we get there, you will then eat a breakfast when we are landing. Right before we land, they'll probably feed us breakfast. And then when we're landing, you're eating breakfast. And then when we get off, you're ready to go for the day and your body has somehow adjusted to the time change. But I also stay up. You didn't do anything with your sleep, though, did you either?
Well, I actually did get up like the day I was leaving, I got up early. So I did do that. So to try and help sleep.
Try to
on the
do
plane.
that. So at the bottom here, I put Denver time schedule to match Europe. So these are what I suggest you do. Gosh, you guys, if you can even do it 2 days before, you will thank me without even knowing why you're thanking me. Because if you can sleep from 2 p.m. to 10 p.m., right, then get up and have breakfast and then have lunch at 5 a.m. and dinner at 11 a.m. because you're going to bed at 2 in the afternoon, you will enjoy your trip so much more. And since you've put a lot of money into this and effort into this, and we've waited, a long time for this, I just suggest you give it a try. Just kind of trust me on this. Now, I don't have the exact times because I haven't been given our exact flights yet, but that should be coming really soon. So I'm excited about that. So, yeah. Yeah, no, I will. Okay, so I get home from a trip before this on the 22nd, I believe. So I have to get my laundry done and everything, but I'm coming back from Europe. So I will for sure already be on all this. So that'll be normal. I'm not switching back. So maybe on Thursday, the 23rd, right? That'd be kind of fun. Or the 24th. I'll do either one of those days because I am not changing back to Denver time to just change back to the other time. So yeah. Fun. Everybody can bring something. You bring your eggs, you bring the bacon. It'll be so much fun. All right. So you can read through this and see what feast means, high protein breakfast and lunches. A lot of you do that anyway. I'm sure you're high protein, but also high carbohydrates. And I'm not going to go through it because you can totally read. Okay. So that is one option, or don't eat from Denver all the way till we arrive, but do the time switch with your brain and then eat whatever you want. Like the caffeine on here too is a good thing to follow. Okay, so all things COVID. You have to have a picture of a home antigen test the entire time you're on tour. I should say that's the best way, I think, to do the home one, because if you get one with the government, it's going to show somewhere. So I would suggest that we all do a home one. Just putting that out there, okay? You have to have your Vax card the entire time you're on tour. You should also take a picture of it on your phone so that in case you lose your card, that would be a major bummer. Has anyone tried to get a card that after you lost it? Because I heard someone that washed it. Tell the story. What's the story? Was it easy? Oh, okay.
Yeah, Samantha lost hers.
Good job, Alex.
And there was that open, it was an old grocery store off of Kipling that they were doing vaccines in.
Okay.
And wherever we got you to get your vaccine from,
Uh-huh.
you basically go to that same place and say, hey, I lost it. You're in the system.
Okay.
Just like even when you go to the doctor's office, you can see that you've already had it done. So somewhere it's in the government system.
You can get it an app. Ours was an app. Ours was under a medical app.
Yeah. If you log into My Colorado app, my vaccine was just,
It was already
I
there.
went to my vaccine card and it showed where I got.
My Colorado app.
My Colorado.
And I'm not sure that they will, we still need to have a physical card. So if you have to print it out off of there, but yeah.
My driver's license comes up on there. Everything.
For real.
My insurance. Yeah.
Okay.
It's kind of weird.
It is
Yeah,
really
yeah,
weird.
You dual factor to log in and everything's secure. They do face matching before they let you log in.
Wow.
And then it's yours. Yeah.
Okay.
It's pretty cool.
It's ironic that it can all get We were all worried about cell phones and now they're tracking us everywhere possible. All right, so I went through and said what we need to do in each country, okay? The great thing is you guys on this tour, once we get there, it'll all be done for us. So you don't have to worry about remembering all this, but I thought you might be interested in knowing. So when you leave here, you have to have a negative COVID test to participate, okay? No worries in Switzerland, no masks, no nothing in Switzerland. They changed it on May 2nd. In Italy, we have to wear the FFP2 type masks in order to get into places. And I sent that out on WhatsApp last night or 2 nights ago. A place I found it on Amazon, but I thought you could like buy a set of 10 and then share it with people so you didn't have to all have the 10. Okay, yes, you have to, right here, if you don't comply with this mask type requirement, it could lead to travelers being denied boarding or entry. Okay, so travelers recommended to wear masks in public indoor places and public places open to the public. So indoor, outdoor, and everything. Yeah. I don't think so. I'm kind of not going to make that promise right now, but I don't think that's private. That's not a public transportation. Right? Okay. So then in Monaco, we have to wear masks indoors and in public, but it didn't say it has to be the FFP2. It can be the like cloth ones that we have, right? So bring a couple of those. In France, you have to wear masks on public transportation. Before leaving France, then we don't have the EU digital COVID certificate, okay? So we're gonna have to do this paperwork or do it online and present them with a QR code. That will all be done with us with our tour guide. So nothing to worry about, just something to know, okay? And if you're not vaccinated, you have to show a negative test, but we're all vaccinated, so we don't have to worry about that. When we're entering Spain, we have to go through health screening, which includes them taking our temperature. So that will be interesting to see what they do. Like, mi temperatura. We did a health unit, so you guys should be totally fine. In Spain, travelers are required to wear masks on public transportation and in health centers and social health centers. So in Spain, we won't have to wear masks. That's very nice. Because unless someone gets sick and we end up in the hospital, okay? But before leaving Spain to fly to the US, we have to complete this form that we have to do before, that's provided by their airline before we can come back here. So they will bring someone to our hotel to test us all, and then we'll go from there, okay? And that will be around $65 is what they're saying right now. Now, things can change before that, and we may end up having to do nothing, so. I am bringing my home one just in case we can, because that was free. So I'm taking that, even though I don't think they will accept it. But who just said they did it online and they talked to somebody? So,
Oh, we haven't done it, we haven't scheduled.
okay.
We're going on the trip.
Okay. So there are those ones where you take the test and you have to talk to a provider. All right. So there's all spending money things again.
So that's 65.
Has to be paid in either cash or with a credit card. Yep. That's
At the time.
at the time. At the time.
So that's not, is that accounted for in your?
Nothing. I have not accounted for that. I'm hoping it goes away. Yeah. I've been praying every night. All right. So things that you could do is check with your wireless carrier. I know Sprint has a good deal for international. I think it's $15 unlimited. It's very optional. I'll be checking my email nightly. So parents, if that's something that you need to tell me, then you could definitely email me and I will look at that. I'll probably get to that around 1 to 2 a.m., which would put us at 6 p.m. here. So that's about the time I'll be online in case you want to do that with me. So things that you can do with your family is Skype, right? WhatsApp. So parents, I now made you get on WhatsApp. Students, you definitely got on WhatsApp. So now those phone calls are free, right? Because you're in Wi-Fi. So those phone calls are free between WhatsApp users. You can also do Viber. It's a purple icon on your phone. That one also works pretty well if you want to, you and your parents get on Viber. But WhatsApp is the one that they use everywhere in Europe. All right. If you need to contact us and you can't contact us, what would do that? Somewhere has a earthquake. Okay. I don't know anywhere. would have an earthquake. I don't know. I don't think so. Let's just pretend earthquake happens. You can't get a hold of us. You just call parents this number and they will update you on what's happening because they will be in contact with us no matter if there's cell phone communication or not. So, and then we talked about being really particular about what an emergency is, right? At the last meeting, right? Your dog dying is not the biggest emergency. Okay. So I put these, I'm going to send this out digitally too. This is Money. I did tips on money while we're in Europe by Rick Steves. He's like one of my faves. And then the other one is him also. Oh, how funny. That might get you just excited to go. I'm so excited. I don't know if you guys are excited, but I'm so excited. I'm so excited to get out of the United States. I'm so, not because it's bad, but I am, I'm still here. I love the United States, but I cannot wait to get to the Alps. I cannot wait to get to the beach in Italy. I cannot wait to be in Monaco. Did you guys hear they're going to do the Grand Prix in Las Vegas in 2023 through the streets of Las Vegas? Does anybody care? If you like cars, that's a huge deal. So I'm definitely going to be there. I don't even like cars, but I'm going to be there. All right, meals. Breakfast is typically included at the hotel and is usually light, right? Cereal, bread, juice, coffee, tea. So if you think you need a different kind of snack, please budget for that or bring some protein bars if that helps you to get through the morning. Okay, lunch is on your own. Dinner is a mix of local cuisine and family dishes. And if you are not going to eat something, then don't touch it and hand it to someone else. And then we'll figure out what to do for you because no one's going to be hungry on my trips. That's ridiculous. Food portions are smaller than they are in the United States. So it's a weight loss trip. Table water is included, but anything else is going to be $1 to $2 for like a soda. Sometimes they'll throw in like a juice from that country, but not, they never are going to throw in a pop for us. Yeah.
I know it's a silly question, but is the water safe over there for our kiddos?
It is, but because the bugs are so different in all different waters, like I even hate water in Texas. And Arizona, who's traveled to Arizona? Gross, right? So what I like to do is like one of the first days, since we have our own bus, I like to buy a big thing of water, right? And then I've got my small water bottle and then fill it from that. And then EF usually will have water for us also, especially now with everything going on, COVID and stuff. I'm sure that they are good with that. So, but yeah, bottled water just makes me feel better about people drinking water.
I think sort of when we went to Italy, I got super sick of the water.
Off the water.
He was so thirsty, he just decided to drink it.
Drink a lot.
Like they said, it's okay, it's safe to brush your teeth with, but the rest not.
Well, even in Italy, they have water fountains. Like different cities have different water fountains. Like there'll be like a lion, I see there, with water coming out its mouth, like that. That water is even sometimes safe to drink. So, but I just think best is for us just to stick with bottled water.
Okay.
Yeah. Good. Be on time. I have a trouble with this one. I like to take my time. So try to be on time everywhere we go because everywhere we go is going to be timed. Like we are entering this museum at 9:20. And if we get there at 9:25, we all missed it. So, and you can't always count on the traffic. So we need to make sure that everyone's on time to the airport, to the buses, to the metro, to wherever we go, be on time. Okay. I looked up weather today, 70 to 80 degrees with no rain is like what we're looking at. So to me, that's like perfect weather because I'm not the 110 type degrees. How many miles do you think we're going? Anybody want to take a guess? Come on, take a guess.
You mean while you're over there?
Yeah, like leaving here until we get back.
I don't know. I don't even have a
No clue, huh?
range.
Well, let me tell you, we are traveling 10,890 miles while we are traveling. So bless you. So we have a long ways to go. So super excited. Hey, our COVID-19 Safe Traveler Agreement was supposed to be out today. I have been busy all day, so I don't know if that came out, but everybody has to agree to that stuff. So you need to get on there on your eftours.com. You probably got an email saying it was here. Anybody notice it? Yeah. If not, you should get on and check and then just do everything it says and say, okay, our teacher told us that, and we should be good. All right, any questions? Nope, not yet. Yes, I will tell you. And then once I tell you, I'll probably like put it together so it looks pretty and send it to you, but it will also be on your eftours.com website. Yeah.
I got email Sunday saying it's gonna be available 5/26.
You got an email that said 5/26? I got one saying May 10th. So there we go. There's that. I was all excited because that's today. I'm like, oh, that'd be so much fun. Is anybody able to look at their email right now? Because I'm sure they're going to send us an email that
I got it
says,
today.
you got it today? So there we go,
I assume it says introducing the,
introducing it.
yeah.
And so hoping it's not still the sample one, because there was a sample one on there, but if they send an email, then that would be the one to do. So a negative COVID test, a picture of it, your Vax card, your passport, and money. Anything else is fine. If you forget something, we'll figure it out over there, right? Did you have a question? or
Yeah, is
statement?
it more expensive to pay with a credit card than it is with cash? Like I know I've heard that with traveling to other countries, if they have like it's more expensive.
Yeah, there is an exchange fee many times. I think my Target Visa has no fees attached to it for when I'm there. What's that?
Capital One is the other one. Exchange.
No exchange fees. So
it's
there
like
are
3%,
some.
the ones that do, it's like 3%.
Yeah.
Each thing.
Yeah. And then cash, if you take cash and you try to go into a bank and exchange it for euros, they do not like doing that. So if you take cash, you'd have to use it in cash. So you would want no bills bigger than 20s, right? Don't bring a 50 or 100 because no one will take that from us. It's too scary for them. So I think that the ATM card and a credit card are your best bet for this. And then you guys don't exchange a lot of your money in Switzerland because it's the Swiss franc. And so you don't want that for the rest of our trip because those are euros. So you just want the little amount we need. And when we get there and we meet our tour guide, and he will talk about all this stuff too, and then we'll make sure that it all happens for us in the right time.
I take it back, mine says May 26th. too.
Oh,
I
shut
was
up.
looking for the other thing.
Oh.
Sorry.
Anybody else? Oh, dang. Does that mean you're in there?
So you do spend euros where?
Euros everywhere except Switzerland. Mhm. Yeah, so if you wanted to get some euros before you left, you can. Remember, it's 1-to-1. So, but they have fees here in the United States too. So you got to just make the decision that's best for you. I'm taking euros with me only because I have them left over from other trips.
It was really kind of weird. We logged into our Wells Fargo and they actually FedExed it to us.
The money.
I know, it was really weird. but-
Okay, so now we know. I'll get you the address
Yep.
when it gets there.
Required.
Okay. Wow, yeah, Wells Fargo is the best one for that. And
Euros in towns.
Really easy.
it was going crazy. And the one downtown that looks like a big cash box, whatever bank's in that bottom floor, they're really good too. Those are the two that I know of that are decent. I'm not sure what that one is called, but. All right. It's finally getting hot in my room. It was so cold this morning. It is so hot right now.
Is it better, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Answer that.
No, it's okay.
Is it better to exchange the money here or there?
If you're going to exchange money here, I would say do it into euros and no more than $100 here. Yeah. And we don't exchange money at the airport, right? We don't do it there. That's a bad idea. And then we'll just make sure that people can exchange money right when we get there. So.
Okay.
Yep. Any other questions? I'm super excited. Okay, so that's all I got for you. So if you have any other questions, feel free to come up. You'll get your luggage tag at the airport. That's another way we're going to know if you got it. Thank you to everybody online that couldn't make it. I hope you had good banquets and that you won the soccer game and all of that good stuff.